Empires, the Specter of Dominion and the Allure of Her Temptations. Author, Othniel Max Daves. Introduction. I have long pondered the great wheel of history's might and mighty. I have long considered the futilitudes of earthly nations, kingdoms, thrones, powers, principalities and dominations, hewn from the dust and cast by mortal minds, hands and the insufficient wisdom thereof. In the celestial records of human history, the rise and fall of empires stand as a testament to the fleeting nature of power, wealth, and influence. These grand dominions, often built on the foundations of ambition and conquest, ultimately crumble under the relentless march of time. The poems that follow explore this timeless theme through the lens of allegory and vivid imagery, drawing inspiration from the melancholic and haunting style of Edgar Allan Poe. The first poem, The Specter of Dominion, paints a somber picture of the ephemeral glory of empires and the inevitable downfall that awaits those who pursue worldly power. The second, The Siren of Dominion, personifies the allure of empire as a deceitful woman whose charms lead her lovers to ruin. The third poem, The Deceiver's Lament, gives voice to the false lovers and schemers who manipulate the siren for their gain. Finally, The Reckoning of the Siren presents the ultimate judgment and the establishment of an eternal kingdom based on truth, love, justice, and mercy. Prologue. In the shadowed corridors of time, where the echoes of history whisper through the ages, lies a tale of ambition and downfall, of dreams woven into the fabric of night and unraveling in the light of dawn. The pursuit of power and the lust for dominion have driven men and empires to heights of glory, only to cast them down into the depths of oblivion. These poems, drawn from the very essence of human folly and divine retribution, serve as a poignant reminder of the transient nature of worldly pursuits. Once, in the splendor of ancient halls, kings and queens dreamed of everlasting reigns, their banners bright and bold against the backdrop of time. They built their empires on the sands of ambition, each seeking to outshine the last. Yet, beneath the surface of their grandeur, the seeds of decay were sown, nurtured by the very desires that gave them rise. As you journey through these verses, let the words conjure visions of fallen empires and the haunting allure of power. Feel the weight of ambition and the sorrow of lost dominion as the specter of futility hovers over the ruins of greatness. And in the end, witness the reckoning, as justice descends from the heavens to set right the accounts, replacing the counterfeits with an eternal kingdom forged in truth, love, justice, and mercy. In the twilight of fallen empires, where the stars watch silently from above, the tale unfolds, a tapestry of ambition and ruin, woven with the threads of human desire and divine decree. Those shadowed halls, in the shadowed halls of power, where the moonlight faintly glows, lurks a tale of ancient empires, whispered low in solemn prose. Once, in splendor they ascended, with banners bright and bold unfurled, but in shadows they descended, lost to time's relentless whirl. Hearken to the tale of rulers, draped in robes of silken might, seeking gold and endless glory, reaching for the stars of night. They dreamt of realms eternal, of dominions vast and grand, building towers to the heavens, casting shadows on the land. In the palace of ambition, where the chandeliers did gleam, sat a monarch on a throne, enthralled by power's fevered dream. Courtiers fawned and whispered, ministers conspired and schemed, yet in the heart of empire, discontent and darkness teemed. Through the marble halls of splendor echoed voices of the past, of kings and queens forgotten, whose legacies did not last. For beneath the gilded surface, where the eye cannot perceive, lies the truth of fleeting grandeur to which few would dare believe. Empires rose with trumpets blaring, conquering with ruthless hand, spreading influence like wildfire, laying waste to foreign land. But the tides of time are merciless, and the sands of fate do shift, bringing forth the storms of chaos, causing mighty walls to lift. Pharaohs of the Nile's dominion, emperors of Rome's vast sprawl. Ming and Ming's successors, even mighty Babylon's thrall, all have seen their towers crumble, all have watched their cities fall, for the quest for boundless power is the doom that comes to all. In the echo of the ages, in the dust of fallen stone, lies the lesson oft forgotten that the wise would have us own. Wealth and influence, power's allure, are but shadows on the wall. Chasing them, we find but sorrow as we witness empires fall. So in the midnight stillness, when the stars are cold and bright, ponder on the paths of history, on the vanity of might. For in the end, the spectre waits with a quiet, knowing grin, and the halls of power crumble, bearing witness to our sin. Thus, in pursuit of domination, we find nothing but the grave, for the soul that seeks to conquer is the one that's bound a slave. Let us learn from fallen empires, from the ruins and the dust, that the path to true fulfillment lies in wisdom, love, and trust. In the heart of every kingdom, in the soul of every throne, lies the seeds of its destruction when it seeks the world to own. So let the rulers heed this warning. Let them see with clearer eyes that the quest for power's fleeting, and the wise in love shall rise. Thus concludes our mournful tale of empires great and grand, lost to time's unyielding march, dissolved by its cold hand. May we learn from their ambitions, from the echoes of their call, that the pursuit of power's phantom leads to naught but empire's fall. The siren of dominion. In the twilight's fading splendor, where the ancient shadows creep, lies a tale of fatal beauty, of desires dark and deep. She, the siren of dominion, with a smile that lures the night, promises of endless kingdoms, draped in robes of silken light. Like a courtesan of power, with a voice as soft as dew, she whispers to the mighty, spins her webs of golden hue. Her allure is irresistible, her promise is divine, yet her heart is ever shifting, ever cold by design. Kings and emperors have sought her, knights have perished in her name, dreaming of her fleeting favor, yearning for her fleeting flame. In her eyes, the stars are shining. In her breath, the scent of dreams. But beneath her painted beauty lies the depth of hollow schemes. She enchants with tales of glory, with the mirage of control, leading hearts to think they own her, while she dances with their soul. Yet her love is but a shadow, ever distant, ever cold, for her true affections wander, to the highest bidder sold. In her wake, she leaves destruction, castles fallen, thrones laid bare, for her lovers are but enemies, caught within her deadly snare. She, the harbinger of ruin, smiles with lips of crimson red, while her lovers, blind with passion, march to war and find their dread. Pharaohs built their pyramids, emperors their vast domains, all to win her fleeting favor, all to wear her fragile chains. But her laughter, soft and chilling, echoes through the halls of might as she moves to the next suitor, leaving kingdoms in the night. Rome, in all its gilded glory, bowed before her treacherous grace. Ming and Ottoman's great splendor crumbled in her cold embrace. Each believed they were her chosen, each believed they'd hold her true, but her heart, a void of shadows, ever sought the novel new. In the chronicles of history, in the annals written old, lies the tale of her deception and the fate of those she sold. For the siren of dominion, with her beauty dark and fair, is the phantom of ambition, leading kings to deep despair. In the dusk of fallen empires, where the ruins mark the land, lies the truth of her seduction, written by a spectral hand. She ensnares with dreams of power, she entices with her song, but her lovers find but sorrow as they chase her far too long. So let this be a warning to the hearts that seek to rule. Beware the siren's whispers, lest you play the ardent fool. For her love is but a chimera, her embrace a fleeting dance, and the empire she promises is a grave of lost romance. In the end, her laughter echoes in the silence of the night, and the halls of power crumble in the absence of her light. For the siren of dominion ever seeks another throne, leaving those who sought to hold her in the dust forever alone. Thus, the tale of empire's siren is a lesson to the wise that the pursuit of power's phantom leads to ruin in disguise. Turn away from her seduction, seek the path of truth and grace, for the siren's love is deadly, and her beauty but a trace. The deceivers lament. In the courts of golden splendor, where the chandeliers gleam bright, dwell the lovers of the siren, whispering secrets in the night. They, the false and cunning suitors, with their eyes of envious fire, seek to bend her to their scheming, weave her dreams into their pyre. We, the shadows in her chamber, with our masks of sweet deceit, play the game of twisted power, with our lies beneath her feet. We, who feign to love her dearly, with our hearts as cold as stone, plot to turn her against the virtuous, those who seek her for their own. In our minds, a web is woven of machinations dark and deep, plans to undermine her essence, while her true lovers softly weep. For we know the siren's weakness, her allure of endless might, and we use it to our advantage in the cover of the night. We whisper lies of false affection, tell her tales of endless gold, draw her heart into our darkness, where our schemes take subtle hold. With our words, we cast illusions, paint the noble as the foe, turning her against her lovers, those whose hearts in virtue glow. In the halls of ancient power, where her beauty casts its spell, we, her false and treacherous suitors, weave a narrative of hell. For we fear the dawn of wisdom and the rise of love's true flame, so we shroud her in our shadows, play the deadly ruthless game. Yet in the chambers of our plotting, in the depth of our deceit, lies a kernel of foreboding in the rhythm of our heartbeat. For we know our love is hollow, built on lies and darkened schemes, and the siren's fleeting favor is the phantom of our dreams. Though we seek to turn her vision, make her dance to our design, in the end, the specter lingers, of a truth we can't confine. For the virtuous, though distant, hold a power pure and bright, and their love, though oft forsaken, is the beacon in the night. We have seen the rise of empires, built on treachery and guile, watched them crumble into nothing in the wake of her cold smile. Yet we cling to our ambitions, driven by our endless greed, knowing well the seeds we're sowing are the roots of our own need. In the annals of our scheming, in the chronicles of lust, we, the enemies of virtue, are but shadows in the dust. For the siren, though deceived now, will awaken to the dawn, and our lies, like brittle echoes, will be shattered and withdrawn. So let this be our lamentation, we the false and cunning few, who sought to bend her to our will, but in the end, our fate we knew. For the highest virtues beckon with a light we cannot feign, and the siren's true affection lies beyond our grasping chain. We, the schemers and deceivers in the halls of fleeting power, find our downfall in our plotting as we reach the final hour. For the siren of dominion, with her heart of shifting flame, will cast us to the shadows where we whisper out our shame. Thus we leave this mournful tale as a warning to the wise that the pursuit of power's phantom is the path to our demise. For in the end, the highest virtues, in the hearts of purest gold, will reclaim the love of siren, and her true destiny unfold. The reckoning of the siren. In the twilight's final whisper, as the stars begin to gleam, falls the curtain on the siren and her long beguiling dream. In the courts of ancient power, where the shadows danced and played, justice now prepares its judgment on the games that she has made. She, the siren of dominion, with her beauty cold and fair, stands before the throne of heaven in the celestial blinding glare. Her lovers, false and fleeting, those who schemed and wove deceit, now are gathered in the presence of a justice pure and sweet. In the halls of highest virtue, where the angels softly sing, echoes now the call of mercy and the truth that it will bring. For the counterfeit of kingdoms, built on lies and ruthless greed, will be shattered by the radiance of a love that plants the seed. The deceivers, with their masks now fallen, faces etched with lines of fear, stand in silence as the judgment of the heavens draws them near. All their schemes and dark ambitions, all their whispered secret plots are laid bare before the cosmos, where their worth is less than naught. The siren, once so powerful, with her allure of fleeting grace, feels the weight of her delusions in the light of heaven's face. For the throne that she had coveted, with its promise of control, is revealed as mere illusion in the reckoning of the soul. From the heights of golden splendor to the depths of mortal strife comes the voice of highest justice, breathing truth into her life. Those who sought to bend your spirit, those who whispered in the dark, will now face the flame of justice. See their legacies embark. In the light of heaven's glory, In the presence of the throne, truth and love and righteous judgment in their majesty are shown. For the kingdom that is coming is not forged in fleeting lies, but in mercy, love and justice under heaven's watchful eyes. The false lovers now are trembling as their schemes are stripped away by the grace of heaven's mercy in the light of endless day. For their hearts, which sought to conquer, now must face the bitter truth that the power they desired is but shadows of their youth. In the silence of the moment, in the stillness of the air, comes the voice of heaven's wisdom, with a justice bright and fair. Empires built on shifting sands will crumble in the end. Only those in truth and mercy to eternity will send. Thus, the siren of dominion sees her fate unfold at last, as the kingdom of the righteous rises from the shadows cast. For the Lord of all creation, with his hand of grace and might, sweeps away the dark illusion, brings the dawn of endless light. The deceivers and the schemers face the judgment they have earned, while the siren, in her sorrow, sees the truth for which she yearned. In the place of fleeting power, now the kingdom stands supreme, built on love and truth eternal as the waking from a dream. In the end, the highest virtues, in the hearts of purest gold, will reclaim the love of siren and her true destiny unfold. For the justice of the heavens, in its mercy and its grace, brings the counterfeit to ruin, sets the kingdom in its place. Thus, the tale concludes in glory, with the triumph of the light as the eternal kingdom rises in the grace of heaven's might. For the path to true dominion lies in love and humble will, in the truth of God's own wisdom, and his mercy to fulfill. The banishment of the specters. In the depths of time's dark chambers, where the shadows long have played, lurks the tale of devilish specters, in their webs of deceit arrayed. For millennia they have whispered, leading nations to their doom, casting veils of dark ambition, wrapping hearts in shadow's gloom. These foul spirits, clad in darkness, with their tongues of silver lies, sowed corruption through the ages, hid the truth from yearning eyes. They enticed with dreams of power, spun their tales of endless gain, yet beneath their hollow promises lay the seeds of endless pain. In the courts of fallen empires, in the ruins of the proud, these specters danced in silence, cloaked in night's eternal shroud. They have watched the rise and downfall of the kingdoms they ensnared, grinning as the world descended, into chaos they prepared. But in the twilight's fading splendor, as the stars began to weep, came a dawn of righteous judgment from the heavens high and deep. For the time of retribution, for the spectre's many sins, had arrived with fiery vengeance as the final act begins. From the throne of highest justice, in the light of heaven's grace, came the call to end their scheming, put an end to their dark chase. Angels with their swords of fire, angels with their trumpets loud, descended from the heavens, breaking through the spectre's cloud. In the blaze of holy radiance, in the dawn of truth's pure light, the spectre's lies were shattered, pierced by heaven's shining might. No longer could they hide in shadows, no longer weave their dark designs, for the light of God's own mercy severed their infernal lines. As the specters writhed in anguish, as their darkness turned to dust, heaven's chorus sang of victory in the dawn of righteous trust. For the path of dark ambition, for the road to endless night, was now closed by heaven's justice, sealed by truth's eternal light. In the halls of highest virtue, where the angels softly sing, echoes now the tale of judgment and the fall of darkened kings. For the specters, long in power, with their lies and cruel deceit, have been cast into the abyss, where their fate they now must meet. No more will they corrupt the nations, no more lead the hearts astray, for their reign of dark deception has been ended by the day. In the place of fleeting empires rises now the kingdom pure, built on truth, love and justice. In its grace it shall endure. Thus concludes the tale of specters, and the judgment they have faced as the eternal kingdom rises in the light of God's own grace. Let this be a solemn warning to the hearts that seek to rule, that the path of truth and virtue is the wisdom of the fool. For in the end, the highest virtues, in the hearts of purest gold, will reclaim the love of heaven as the prophecy unfolds. And the specters of deception, in their darkness and despair, will be banished to the shadows, in the justice pure and fair. The crescendo of justice and redemption. In the twilight of creation, where the ancient shadows weave, lies the tale of power's folly, of the hearts that dare deceive. Empires rise in fleeting glory, chasing dreams of endless might, but their towers crumble softly in the silence of the night. Hearken to the spectre's whisper, of dominions built on sand, of the siren's cold seduction, luring hearts across the land. False lovers scheme and falter, in their web of lies ensnared, as the heavens blaze with justice, in their purity declared. In the shadowed halls of splendor, where ambition once held sway, now the light of truth and mercy sweeps the darkest clouds away. From the ruins of past empires, from the dust of broken thrones, rises the eternal kingdom, built on love and truth alone. See the spectre's final banishment, feel the justice burning bright, as the angels' swords of fire pierce the shadows of the night. No more shall their dark whispers lead the nations to despair, for the dawn of holy justice cleanses all with tender care. Now the siren stands in judgment, with her beauty draped in rue, sees the folly of her lovers in the light of heaven's view. Those who sought to bend her spirit, those who wove deceit and pain, face the judgment of the righteous in the final, pure refrain. In the courts of highest virtue, where the angels softly sing, echoes now the song of justice and the peace that it will bring. For the kingdom's true foundation lies in hearts of purest gold, built on truth and love and mercy, in the wisdom ages told. From the ashes of ambition, from the shadows of the past, rises now the dawn of glory in a light that ever lasts. Let the fallen learn their lessons, let the wise in truth abide, for the path to true dominion lies in love and humble pride. So the tale of power's specters and the siren's dark allure ends in justice and redemption, in a kingdom strong and pure. For the highest virtues triumph, in the hearts that heaven lights, as the chorus of creation sings the end of endless nights. Thus, the final crescendo, in a symphony of grace, marks the fall of dark deceivers in the light of God's embrace. And the kingdom of the righteous, with its truth and mercy grand, stands eternal, pure and holy in the heart of heaven's land. In the twilight's fading splendor, where the stars begin to gleam, lies the promise of redemption in the waking of a dream. For the kingdom now eternal, built on justice, love and light, shines forever in its glory, banishing the endless night.